Yes, no?
But I said it was running. It's been running for a bit now.
Oh, alright. Holy mackerel. Alright. Everyone take a breath after that little tirade.
We don't need to breathe.
Alright.
I didn't even yell. I didn't even yell.
Sure. Alright.
Bye, Hunter.
Yes, hi, Hunter. We're all going to speak nice of Hunter tonight because we know that she's listening. God damn it.
So we're not going to bring up anything about calendars or anything like that.
No.
Splitting the party or
splitting the party or
putting her finger in children's mouths.
Putting children, at danger or falling in love with NPCs or any of that stuff.
None of it. We're not doing...
IRL.
Yeah, we're not bringing up any of it.
Alright. So, to recap last game. We picked up last game with your characters at the end of a combat scene where David was finishing off and sucking the blood from a victim of his. And we're going to rewind for a second because David needs to make a humanity roll because I believe David has not killed anyone before. Is that correct, David?
Not on screen.
Alright. So, to make a humanity roll, anytime you do an action that is lower on the chart than your humanity, you must make a humanity roll. If you fail this roll, your humanity goes down by 1. If you critically fail this roll, you pick up a derangement.
Oh, I want a derangement.
You can't volunteer. Well, I guess you could volunteer. Anyways.
Alright, so here comes a dice pool roll.
Alright, so for the crime David has committed, and I'm going to count this as an impassioned crime, that of manslaughter, because it was not premeditated. It was more of a impassioned killing. You're going to need to make a roll using 3 dice.
Okay, so not my humanity dice. I'm actually rolling 3 dice.
Yes, correct. Just 3 dice.
Well, that's gonna make it even harder. Alright, 3 dice.
It is.
3 dice. No successes!
Alright, let's see what you rolled. 2 1s and a 3. That is not a dramatic failure because you rolled a 3. But it is a failure. So you are conflicted because you killed someone and your humanity drops by 1.
Dun dun dun.
So please reduce.
I did. Eagerly. Right. I did it.
Alright. So
let the evil flow.
You lose 1. You struggle to maintain your standards of morality, and when faced with the reality of your sin, you lose 1 dot of humanity. Alright. That's all we need to do for that. For now.
Alright, so let's redo everything that's happened then under this guise. I'm gonna start some wanted slaughter.
Okay. We're gonna ignore. We need to put watch party on mute because Hunter's spouting some garbage.
It's already muted.
You're fine just the way you are. Just so you know, Hunter.
We love you, Hunter. We're just not going to talk to you right now.
Right. So the other 2 vampires, Marcel and Rachel, looked on in awe at the ferocity that David consumed his victim. After which, when he awoken from his bloodlust, you guys decided that you were going to take your one remaining victim, living victim, as a hostage, and you were going to dump the rest into the river. But you stole the speedboat, you traveled downriver, and you dumped the bodies into the river.
Is it really stealing if the person you stole it from is dead?
No, because they don't possess it anymore.
Right.
Theft is about possession. Sure. And then you traveled back upriver, and you docked at the French Quarter, and you didn't moor the boat. So as soon as you got off, the boat traveled with the current away from the dock and downriver. And then you went to go talk to... I'm always going to forget this guy's name.
Aaron Cimetière?
Antone. No, Antone.
Oh.
You spoke to Antone.
That's right.
I don't know, last session felt like 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks
Literally.
ago.
No, I mean like the session felt like the beginning of the session felt different from the end of the session. You spoke to Antone, who took your hostage because you gave him a live hostage, and proceeded to tell you that your activities for that night had caused damage to the Prince Vidal's hold on the city, because it was his shipment that you were interacting with, and that Antone just wanted to get a kick in against the Prince.
And he did.
And Antone then provided you with the information, or not, he didn't provide you with the information. He said that he knew who your sire was, and that the sire was part of Symmetry's, I'm just going to say Symmetry's, I don't care how it's pronounced, Symmetry's family, and that he had already contacted Symmetry and arranged transportation for you, which you left Antone's club and got into a limo that was parked out front just for you, and was proceeded to be driven around the city for the rest of the night until just before daybreak, where the limo was parked inside a very well-sealed, darkened garage, where you spent the day, where Marcel and Rachel proceeded to stay awake the entire day and watch the TV inside the limo, and David decided to take a nap.
They watched telenovelas.
Yeah.
No, we watched Jerry Springer, remember?
And Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, as the sun set, you were brought before Symmetry, and given the information in a roundabout way of the location of David's sire. And you were also told that she's a feisty one. She's difficult, and it is not likely you are going to persuade her to do anything you want her to do.
Wait a minute. Can we change her name? I have a better name for her than Rosie.
Alright, what's her name?
Hunter.
No.
Rosemary?
Maybe it's Rosemary, but it's just shortened to Rosie. Anyways, you were told that Rosie generally hangs out at a biker bar, or a honky tonk, or a Southern Fried bar, about 1 hour travel time by car north of the city, by the name of Dennis's.
And remind me, were we just supposed to... We weren't just supposed to find the name. Were we supposed to bring her back to the prince? Or...
You were supposed to bring her back to the prince so that she can successfully, or not successful,
Fulfill her obligations.
fulfill her obligation of being a sire to David.
Okay, so it's not enough to just say we have her verbal agreement that she will do this. We have to bring her. Okay.
Right.
It's going to go really well, by the way.
This map and
Right over on
Dennis's is now on the map, and we pick up this game as you're just leaving the compound of Symmetry in your newly bestowed upon you limo with some puke in the back, because that hasn't been cleaned up. Because one of you decided it was a good idea to consume alcohol without spending a vitae point.
But if you remember, it just came out as the alcohol because we don't have any bile or anything.
You're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. All right. There is an alcohol stain in the passenger compartment. So I am going to pick up right as you are escorted back into the garage with a limousine. With a limousine is
Arr.
R. What are your actions?
Get in the car.
All right. Where do you get in the car?
In the front seat. With the seat all the way back.
Are you being the driver?
Yeah, it's my car.
Oh, is it your car?
Yeah, it's totally my car. It was given to me because my sire screwed me over and Symmetry felt bad.
Okay. All right. You're the driver. Where are the rest of you sitting?
I'm sitting in the back.
All right. And Rachel?
Well, I'd rather be able to see you, so...
Don't worry, I'll have the screen on. Don't worry. You can sit up front, but the screen will be closed, open.
Now that you technically own the limo, you have full control over the limo. So you don't have to have the screen, the glass partition. You don't have to have that up all the time. You can certainly lock it in position if you want, Mr. Driver. But the controls for such things are in the driving compartment.
Yeah, I would lower it either way, whether he comes up front or not.
Alright.
I guess I'll get in the back and give him space.
Alright, because he needs space, because he is like 8 feet tall. He's not.
And he even
pretty
fit
close.
in the driver's seat.
He's close. I told you I put the seat all the way back.
He's like almost 7 feet tall. Are you 7 feet?
Yeah, I am. I wrote it down, I think.
He's like a very large human. He's not like monstrously big.
Yeah, 7.5 feet tall.
Alright, maybe he is monstrously.
He is monstrously big.
How tall was Andre the Giant?
Somewhere in the same range.
Alright.
He was less than that, I think.
Are you gonna fit in there, David?
A lot better than I was fitting in your car.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You're 2 inches taller than Andre the Giant.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
You're huge.
And it just says easily that big. I could be bigger. You don't know.
Jesus.
Just saying, just want to make sure you're comfy in there.
Yeah, the person sitting behind me probably isn't.
Well, I'm not going to sit behind you then.
You're lucky that this is a luxury vehicle and there's plenty of room, even for the driver.
Well, good thing we could almost fit a cow in here.
We could get a cow. That would make Hunter happy.
Most of you could feed off of a cow.
Say, any of y'all hungry? I could go for a cow right now.
Speaking of which, how many Vitae points do the rest of you have?
4.
I have 6
I
currently.
have 6.
Alright.
Yeah, because we had one we lost this morning when we woke up too.
Yep.
So.
You did.
Well, you want to eat, or do you want to meet her while it's still dark?
It's about 8 o'clock at night. You have the entire night to do what you
Here's-
wish.
Probably time, and I figure we shouldn't go into a likely fight on an empty stomach, so, maybe pull off the road along the way if there's, happens to be a farm, and, make like vampire bats, and,
You guys can turn into bats?
No, I mean feed off the livestock.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Not kill them, mind you. Just take a little sip or gulp. Little easier than dealing with people.
Do you guys know where there's a farm? I mean, we're in the middle of a city, so...
Well,
Which
no.
is surrounded by bayou.
But I mean, it's a ways to Baton Rouge. Maybe on the way.
All right.
Good point, though.
I'll tell you what, we'll get on the highway, and if we happen to see a farm along the way, we'll pull over.
Sounds good. One other thing, though, and might be better to do while we're still here in New Orleans. I think maybe we should do a shopping trip, because, well, maybe you're prepared for a fight, Dave, but, the other two of us ain't exactly cut out for that sort of thing, so we might as well fight smart instead of hard or whatever.
What are you thinking?
Well, get some, brass knucks or whatever they're called, body armor, maybe, if we can find some cheap enough. I mean, we do got that bare $1,100.
Wait a minute. Body armor?
Yeah, I mean, that'd help soften any blows.
Where do you buy body armor?
Well, a gun shop or something, I'm guessing. I'm not entirely sure, honestly, but...
You know, I feel like this is in Office Space when they're trying to figure out how to sell... They want to launder the money, that's what it is, through drug dealers. Do you know any drug dealers? I don't know, I know a cokehead.
We start looking it up in an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Can't believe what nerds we are.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Do you know where there's a gun shop?
No.
Wait a minute.
Can't say I do.
We have internet.
Do you?
Don't we?
How do you have internet, sir?
Aren't we living in the time of cell phones?
You are, but do you have a cell phone?
I had a cell phone, unless they took it from me.
Cell phones, but not
Just checking.
smartphones.
Just checking.
No, but even non-smartphones were capable of browsing in the way back, just not well.
Yeah, really bad.
Or we could find a phone book. Because what is our time period? I keep forgetting because I'm getting so confused with all the other ones.
2004.
Oh, so we shouldn't really have that much of a problem. But I think right now we'd be looking for an all-night internet cafe, actually. Let's find an internet cafe.
Well, this is the South.
Yeah, they don't have the internet down here.
No. That's not where I was going with that. You do find, after a block or two of travel, you do find a all-night internet cafe right next to a gun shop. Also open 24 hours.
A gun/liquor shop.
Yes. That's what I was saying by the South.
One-stop shop. Okay. All right. Well, I will go into the cafe and look for farms, and you go to the gun store and get your body armor. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. You want anything there, Marshall?
I guess body armor is a bad idea.
Maybe some brass knucks for, you've never used a gun, I'm guessing, or something like that. Not that I have, but,
I can give you guys a quick pointer. You know, point this way, pull trigger. It's not too hard, but
I mean, we got guns, just they ain't gonna work too well when, you know, they don't got organs that... Doesn't really matter if you hit the heart when it don't do nothing.
you guys are no better than me.
Well, it still can hinder them. It's not
I
gonna
guess.
Not everyone's
damage
shit.
it to a human.
Not everyone's David.
Not everyone's a vampire.
Might also cause a commotion to pull a gun in a bar fight, but
Well, I think that's going to be our last resort kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, if I was thinking about it,
I'm also going to bring this up again. You are in the South.
you know, we might be better off setting a few bear traps next to the cars, and then when they come out, if they run at us, they'll run into those bear traps.
That ain't a bad idea.
Tie them to the axles. It'll give us a minute. Or we'll get caught doing it, and we're pretty much screwed.
Well, I think they would maybe see bear traps there on the ground, but presumably we're going to be talking to them in the bar, but...
Are we? Is that what you guys want to do? You want to go in?
Well, you do make a good point. I mean, we probably should talk to them first, but...
Won't you make a good point that you have the guy's cell phone that you stole as well?
Okay, but she didn't make the point of what we do with that, then. I don't know what it does for us. Come on, Hunter. A little more detail, please, if you're going to run things. No, seriously, what do we do with the phone? I don't know what you're talking about. What do we do with it? Come on, answer.
Tell us
What are you
if
talking
it's
about,
anymore.
Anthony?
Tell her to answer.
I am going to say that because it was a drug lord's phone, it's probably really expensive and probably the closest thing to a smartphone you're going to find.
Oh, but we already found an internet cafe.
Right. So why aren't you in that internet cafe looking for the things you're looking for?
Because we're metagaming about the phone that Hunter's talking about instead of me
All
doing
right,
that.
Well, ignore that.
You brought it up, man.
All right. You're right. I did.
Oh, I lost my page. Oh, that's David. Okay, I got it.
All right. So I will go to the two of you, Rachel and Marcel. Are you going with Rachel? Or are you going with David? Or are you going with neither one of them?
I'm going with Rachel.
All right, so Rachel and Marcel walk into the gun/alcohol shop store. You see there is a gentleman wearing dirty clothes and a trucker hat behind the counter. And you can see several other individuals in the store at the same time. All kind of either looking over bottles of booze or looking over some firearms that are behind the counter. And indeed, you do see some body armor on display. Some Kevlar body armor.
Are there any, like, non-firearm weapons there that we can see?
There is a wide assortment of knives and every shape and form. 90% of the knives are more for looks than they are for actual fighting. Though they look awful intimidating. There's also, let's say, there's some katanas, there's a few swords.
Well, what do you say about knives or... Say this like this is in either of our wheelhouses, but...
You even see, actually, on the wall, you see a suitcase that has been kind of attached to the wall that is displayed in its open position, and inside, in a very velvet-lined interior, you can see several stakes, a flask of what is labeled holy water, and at the very top of the suitcase, it has a very paper sign that says vampire killing kit, $200.
Well, wonder why they had that. Well, Rachel is feeling very out of place. I'm imagining two people in suits walking in and being completely clueless, and...
I don't think you guys... Well, I mean, you may be wearing a suit, but I don't think Marcel's wearing a suit. Are you, Marcel?
Probably wearing a button-down shirt.
Yeah.
I'd say a suit, though.
No, this whole thing, we went
David's still wearing his bloody priest outfit.
Which we have a tailor we can go to now.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, we did do all of this after that meeting with the prince, so we're in relatively fancy clothes.
Yeah. I mean, clothes that you would go... Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna recommend a knife or something for you, Marcel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There's also several axes. There's bladed weapons of all kinds in this store.
Unless you're, how strong would you say you are?
About average.
Whatever that means. Well, pick out something you think speaks to you. I can probably foot the bill. I'll take a look at some of this body armor. So
the body armor is going to cost you $500 a piece.
Wow.
And it is considered Kevlar, a Kevlar vest.
Okay, Kevlar vest, good. Okay.
Do you have that kind of money?
Yeah, we stole $1,100 from the guy we murdered, so...
Alright, so we get body armor, and then maybe with what's left we can get weapons.
Yeah, I have 1 point of resource merit, which I I'm guessing based on how this works, I should be able to cover anything that's one dot in terms
Correct.
of cost, which would
Correct.
be most melee weapons.
Also correct.
I'll also look into getting the stun gun for not necessarily this, but for later.
Stun gun.
And maybe some brass knuckles if they have any for
Of course they do.
David.
They have all kinds of brass knuckles. Ones with spikes. This shop has, like, you are in awe. Well, not necessarily awe, but maybe confusion of the amount of just random weapons that this store has. Like I said before, though, 90% of it is not very combat effective.
Oh, is there a way that is it labeled which ones are better used in combat or
No,
no?
you would have to rely on your skill.
Well, I do have a Bowie knife to use as kind of an example, and I'm thinking the simpler looking stuff would probably be more effective.
Yeah.
Simpler and cheap, but not too cheap. Now, you might be looking for the carbon fiber or the... I don't know that much about the materials, but steel or carbon fiber or those sorts of things. None of this decorative bullshit. Gold and silver and rhinestones.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Like a rhinestone vampire.
Dun dun.
Yeah, I guess I'll get one of the more simple looking knives. It's not all decorative and fabulous.
Alright. You pick up a knife.
I recommend a Bowie knife for something like this. Big, mean, and nasty. This ain't your mama's scalpel.
My mama didn't have a scalpel, but okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not my scalpel, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Mechanically, there's no difference between a regular knife.
A Bowie knife.
No, actually, a Bowie knife does 2 points. Never mind. Regular knife does 1 point of damage, or adds 1 to your damage roll, and a Bowie knife adds 2.
I guess it does say there is a type of brass knuckle that's all spiked and stuff, so it does lethal damage, but I think those are illegal.
So, question:
Well,
are they getting a Kevlar vest or a flak jacket?
You're getting a Kevlar vest.
Okay.
Kevlar. But we only have enough for 2, so guess I could get you a flak jacket.
I'm not there. I was just asking. And besides, but you wouldn't find one in David's size.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. That and the flak jacket is more expensive.
Oh, really? Okay, well, 2 Kevlar vests, knife, brass knuckles, stun gun. What the hell are we doing? Well, at least it won't be.
As you say that, Rachel, the man behind the counter says, "Sounds like you're gonna have a good time."
Yeah.
Can I interest you in some tequila?
No thanks. I'd rather not do any of this drunk.
He kind of gives you a weird look and then decides not to question you any further.
I prefer to do this precisely. Well, you think of anything else?
And then you can see the look on his face like he really wants to ask you what you mean by doing it precisely when you're buying 2 Kevlar vests, a knife, some brass knuckles, and no alcohol.
Don't forget to give them their ammunition reward points for all this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if someone comes at, I'd rather not be drunk at the time. Rather be able to, knock them unconscious and not hit what doesn't matter.
Whatever you say, ma'am. That's your problem. That's your business.
True. This don't look good too. Well, anyway. Right, I guess I'll bring this all up to the counter.
Alright. You bring it all up. And you pay for it. It's going to cost you the $1,100 that obviously that you have. And some of your resources, which is not in monetary value. So, do you need to know the stats of these items?
Well, I have the file up here, but... Let's see, I have the stats of the Bowie knife. Or are they going to be different for that?
No, they're going to be the same.
The stats on the Bowie knife.
So that's 2 lethal damage, and it's strength and size 1.
And it also adds +1 to certain craft rolls.
Is it brawl or melee?
It's melee.
Melee.
You also use the weaponry skill. They don't have an edge weapons. They just all armed weapons falls under the weaponry skill.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't have.
And bows are firearms.
That kind of makes sense.
Okay, and let me check. No, not armored vehicles. Unfortunately.
Alright, as you're writing that down, David,
Yes.
you walk into the coffee shop / internet cafe that happens to be open this late at night.
Yeah. Now, before I go in, because I am cognizant of the fact that I am a mess. I did wash up in the bathroom, if you remember correctly, but
Correct.
I don't know how much.
Most of your clothes are black.
So,
And I believe you already ditched the white collar.
right, I did. The guy, I gave it to the priest, whose address I wrote down so I can kill him later. But I think I'm going to take off my jacket because my shirt hopefully is mostly white because the jacket would have picked up most of it, and leave the jacket in the car. Does that is that actually work? Do I have enough, or is my shirt all white, all red too?
Yes and no. You can take your jacket off. Your shirt underneath is white.
Mm-hmm.
It's well stained. You can't. It's not a bright bloody red, but is definitely like a rust color.
Okay. Then my idea is instead I'll take off the white button shirt. I'll take the t-shirt and I'll put it on backwards underneath the jacket.
Okay.
So they basically got just a t-shirt under the jacket. Just to try and make it a little less disgustingly bloody when I go in there.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yep, that is certainly fine.
Okay. So
Alright.
that's what I will do.
You go into the shop.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You go into the shop, and you are immediately confronted with a small counter with a very bored-looking barista who is very surprised to see a 7.5-foot tall man walk in to the coffee shop.
I get that a lot.
He is craning his neck up skyward to look you in the face. And then as you turn your gaze down at him, he can't stand to look at you in the eyes. And he says, can I help you, sir?
I'd like to rent one of your computers.
That'll be $5 for the first hour, sir.
Shouldn't need more than that. Give him $5 out of my lack
Your
of resources.
Okay. Can I get you a coffee or a beverage of your choice?
I look at him when he says that. No.
All right.
No, I'm fine.
All right. He punches some buttons on his register. He says, "All right, go ahead and pick a table." And he leaves you alone.
Okay. I will go to the table. I don't have a computer skill.
Okay.
I have academics, but not computer, so.
Okay.
But can I bring up a web browser and do searches?
Make an intelligence roll. Just straight
Like
up
a
intelligence.
rhinestone cowboy. Dun, dun. There we go. Just intelligence. There we go.
Yeah. You pull up Mozilla.
All right. So I am going to make 2 searches. One for the nearest farms along our route, and 2 the nearest hardware store that is open at this time of night along our route, which it's like 8:30 by now, right?
Right. Right. You're gonna be 2 rolls.
Okay. What would you like me to roll?
Your intelligence
Okay.
-3.
So basically an unskilled roll.
Yep.
Okay.
You can always roll 1 dice. Alright, roll 1 dice.
I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to just roll just 1 dice?
No, you're fine.
Did I do okay? Okay.
Yep. Alright, so you do not find any of the local farmland.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll again. And you do not find any local hardware stores.
Bang on the table. Damn it. I need help.
The young man comes over, still not looking you in the eyes. He says, "How can I help you, sir?"
This computer thing doesn't work.
All right. It appears to be working. How can I help you?
Okay, so I need to find a hardware store that's still open tonight, right now. And I need to find a farm. And it keeps telling me no results found.
All right.
Look, I put it in there. Hardware store that is open now. Click. Nothing.
No, not intelligence plus sir, there's the McCracken farm. That's just past Kenner. You see right here in the did Google exist in 2004?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
We'll
like
just-
98.
Alright, we'll just say. Right here, he pulls up like a satellite display. He says, right here, past the Kenner connection here, just outside the city here.
All right, so he's
Right
like,
there, sir.
he's writing it down on paper. Wait a minute, don't you have one of those printer things?
Yes, sir, but that's 10 cents for each page that we print.
All right, I'll pay the 10 cents.
And then you said a hardware store, sir?
Yes. One of those Home Depot stores.
Yeah, there's one not too far from here. There's also a Walmart, sir.
Oh, yeah, that would work. You can find anything at Walmart. All right, so I have him print the directions to those as well.
All right. To get to the farm, there's about 48 separate steps that it prints out, and then to get to the Walmart, it's like 5 steps.
$5 for paper? He begrudgingly pays the $5 worth of paper.
All right. All right.
And he'll go out victorious to the car.
All right. Where you have your step-by-step instructions.
Yes.
And you can see that Marcel and Rachel are just exiting the liquor store.
Come on, we have to hurry before the Home Depot closes.
Home Depot? Why are we going there?
We need tools and weapons.
Well, I brought you, you want some brass knuckles?
He takes them, he holds it up, it like covers like 3 of his fingers. He's like,
Okay, good point.
I was thinking
Good thing.
we should bring an axe or a split maul or something.
Well, you be my guest. Yeah, I don't have that kind of strength, but okay. Good thing I didn't try to buy you body armor.
I could show you how to do that. It's not hard. You swing. You swing.
Yeah. I know how to swing a hammer.
It's just bigger.
Just I kind of roll up my sleeves and show my arm. You see this gun show?
Yeah?
Uh,
Millie can split wood and she's half your size.
Okay, maybe. All I'm saying is I've used a knife a lot more than I've used a maul, and
Fine. But I paid $3 for this Home Depot directions. He throws it down on the seat.
He throws down a sheaf of paper with very detailed step-by-step instructions.
The little pictures with the arrows that the Google Maps would do when you could print it out in the old days.
right. All right then. Lead the way. Since you seem to have everything under control.
You don't want an axe. And you don't want an axe? What are you going to use?
I got a knife.
Alright, fine. We don't need weapons. Well,
Knife isn't a weapon?
this set this set of directions here. You guys can read it to me, so I don't because I can't drive it and look at it. This will take us to a farm. I'll hand it back to them.
Excellent. Well, guess I'll do directions and stuff.
Yeah, and don't wait until we're at the turn to tell me. Give me a little bit of warning.
Right. All right. Well, good thing I can see in the dark.
All right.
You two can. You two can. You
Sorry,
can too.
I'm making this ridiculous. I apologize. This is so fun.
It's all right. It's cool. It's cool. Stick to it. So you load yourselves back into the limo, and where do you go?
To the farm. Unless Rachel doesn't give me good directions.
I don't know, Rachel. What directions do you give them?
Or which are we going to the Home Depot first?
You have two separate directions. It's your choice on which directions you give the driver.
Well, I was giving him the one for the farm because it seemed that they didn't want any big weapons. They wanted to use those little tiny knives and stuff. So.
Well, I mean, usually it people take notice when you bring an axe into a bar.
You don't bring it in. We have it in the car. So if things go bad, we pull it out. Haven't you ever been to a rumble before? Okay, so everybody shows up at the field, right? And you all yell at each other and you try and basically talk the other one down. And if things go bad, you reach in the car, you grab your weapon, and you pull it out. Get it? We're not going to go in. We're going to call them out.
You are the most innocent vampires ever.
Okay.
I know this doesn't work that way. I just like having him be an idiot.
I guess that works. We can tell them to take it outside, as it were. Well, which is closer, the farm or the Home Depot?
The Home Depot is closer. It's still It's still within New Orleans.
Well, looks like Home Depot's closer, so I'll give you directions there if that works.
All right, we'll go to the Home Depot.
All right. So after about 15 minutes of driving, you end up in a huge, big box store parking lot that is nearly half empty. You see many grills and lawnmowers and yard stuff on display out front. What do you wish to do?
Go inside.
Alright. You all go inside. As you enter the building, the chime of the door automatically opening and closing behind you does its job. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
All right, so I'm gonna start looking for the yard section.
Okay.
The
Which you easily find because everything is well labeled.
yes, and there's a big rack of different axes and sledgehammers and mauls, and he's like, see,
Yep.
we'll find
And-
one that fits you.
And power equipment like weed whackers and
Electric chainsaw.
electric chainsaw and electric hedge trimmers and all sorts of power equipment.
Why didn't we think of the chainsaw? I mean, that's got to have a really high damage rating.
Actually, no.
Nice.
It'll also bring all the boys to your yard.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Alright, so I'm going to try to help Rachel and Marcel, if they want to, choose a good axe and show them approximately how to use it.
Okay. You can easily find some axes.
Where'll lumberjack limo service.
I'm just thinking how funny it is. We all three of us go to the checkout. We've just got, a couple axes. Middle of the night.
Axe. Where the hell is Axe?
It is on page
I have chainsaw.
170. No, sorry.
Chainsaw actually has a -2
171.
To damage.
170.
Because it's unwieldy, but it has the 8 again rule, which means that anytime you roll an 8, you roll the dice again.
Well, I think, though, I'm not going to be using one because I actually would do much better with Brawl than I would with Weaponry.
I know, I'm just saying.
No, I was going to say, like, if I use, like, they've got under, like, large axes and stuff, there's, like, a penalty to use it two-handed unless you're strong enough, like a 4 or higher, which I am, so.
Yep.
So, but anyway, it's page 70. An axe is a 3L. If that helps you. And has a 9 again rule.
Okay.
Oh, this might be the problem. So I've been using the armory, and in the armory they reverse basically what the flak jacket and the Kevlar vest. So you're saying we have the Kevlar vest from the main world of darkness, the 1-2 rating.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a 1-2, not a 2-3.
Correct. But no defense penalty. Looks like.
Yeah, that must be a typo.
Miss Al, are you getting an axe too? I'm not. I was getting one for you guys. Because David thought he was being helpful.
Oh, there's the axe. It's two-handed.
I'm not getting the next, no.
Okay. Yeah, I said that. Unless you have a strength of 4 or higher. Though technically they could use Vitae and get their strength up high enough to use it one-handed.
There's also hatchets. And
I guess small action. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the knife. Thanks.
Alright.
Someday maybe I'll get a sword cane like my sire, but not today. Yeah, she's weird.
Alright, so
Also an archer.
we're going to the farm then.
That's
Because you want to be a vampire bat.
Well, would you rather be a full-on vampire?
No, I just want to see you turn into a bat.
We
Well,
don't turn into bats.
I can't do that yet. I mean, some vampires can, but I can't.
I'll be able to someday.
I just mean in the sense of feeding on the livestock.
Alright. Well, it's probably better than hurting people. I've already done that enough tonight.
True. Well, last night.
yes, David, you have to live with the sins that you have created.
Yeah, there'll be a whole family of farmers sleeping.
You have killed a man tonight. Intentionally killed a man. He was helpless and defenseless in your arms, and you decided to kill him.
Well, to be fair, he was trying to kill me. He shot me.
But he was powerless at the point where you were killing him.
Yes, he was.
Well, he didn't know his own strength. Well, maybe he did, but he didn't know what he'd do.
All right. So, moving along.
Did the
Rachel-
facts say what they got there? Do they actually have cows and whatnot?
Nope, we don't know. Might end up with chickens or pigs or something.
Well, I guess that works.
Following Rachel's step-by-step instructions from the printed page, you find an on-ramp to Highway 10, and you start making your way westerly and eventually northwesterly. And you travel into the suburbs of New Orleans. You are passing through Kenner, or the city of Kenner, and you see before you an open stretch of highway with farmland on either side of it. But just before you pass into the farmland, you can see a set of hazard lights from a stricken motorist on the side of the road. And as you get closer, you can see that there is a man standing in the breakdown lane waving his hands desperately. You can see that all the other cars are just passing him by. Not that this is very busy time of night on the highway. There's probably half a dozen cars that pass him by the time you get to him. But he is waving frantically at you as you approach.
Alright. I'll pull over.
Don't
Alright.
have a lot of time. I'll hide the gear.
We'll just let him use the phone, that's all.
As you pull over, the man approaches your car. He leisurely jogs up to your car to the driver's side window, or actually the passenger side window, to be safe, because it is a highway. And he knocks on the glass.
Roll it down.
Roll down the river window.
Thank you for stopping. I have a flat tire. I was wondering if you could assist me in changing it.
I suppose so. I'll get out of the car. Unfold.
Unfold out of the car.
Yep.
All right. What about Rachel and Marcel?
Well, I can hold the flashlight, I guess.
To speed things along, I will, yeah.
All right. So you all get out of the limo.
Yep.
All right. So you get out of the limo and you walk back like 50 feet to the stricken motorist's car, and you can see that his driver's side front tire is indeed blown. And he says, "Yeah, I was going to Baton Rouge, and I got this flat, and you guys know how to change a tire?
Yep. Where's your spare?
It's in the trunk. Let me pop my trunk." And he reaches in and he pops the trunk.
Alright. I'll get it out.
Okay. And you see that there's a jack in the back as well.
Yep. I have crafts specifically for farm equipment, but I'm sure I can handle a tire.
Okay. Get the tire out. And Rachel is holding a flashlight. Or holding a flashlight.
So you don't know how to change a tire? I say as I'm doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I never learned how to change a tire. My dad, he was always abusive. And,
Well, pay attention. I'll show you how.
okay.
Guess I should learn too.
Everybody should learn how to change a tire.
Come on, damn it.
I suppose.
Alright.
Still would that fall under?
Crafts.
Just any crafts? I got no crafts.
Alright.
Yes, sir?
Hold on.
I'm holding on.
All right, and you start teaching the guy how to change a tire.
Hey,
He's
Rachel.
like, do you mind if I do it? I mean, while you're showing me how to do it.
All right. So you gotta take these nuts off.
All right, make a crafts roll. Plus your intelligence. Actually, no. I changed that back. Sorry. Make that
Make it what?
a.
Why did it do computer anyway?
I
Okay.
don't know. Good question. Because you're showing him how to do it, make a presence roll plus your crafts.
It's the same roll, but it works.
All right. Successfully teach him, or not teach him, but show him. And as he's unloosening the bolts, he slips. And
Of course he does.
of course he does.
He drips some yummy goodness out of him.
And then he goes, ah, shit! And he raises his palm up. You can see a trickle of blood running down his palm. Which I'm going to have everyone make a resolve plus composure roll, please. And all of you get -1 dice for this.
Okay. Ooh.
Rachel rolled nothing.
All right.
Wait.
I see that.
Wait. Why are you doing this wrong thing?
You have it on sheet roll?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Come on, Rachel. There we go.
Oh, I was hoping for that 0 success. You should have stuck with the 0 success.
Hey, I'm used to the sight of blood.
You're right, you are.
You should get that taken care of. And I'm not as nice sounding as I was.
I kind of look at David like, you're thinking what I'm thinking, maybe?
All right, you're fine now. I start going to the car.
But we're not done yet. He starts. He reaches back into the trunk for a rag. He's wrapping it around his palm.
Figure it out.
But and you still walk away.
Yeah.
All right. What about Marcel and Rachel?
I reluctantly walk away.
Hey, but the motorist gives up.
Well,
Says, fine. Fine.
The
Don't help me.
Yeah, where's the phone we got from the criminal?
In the wherever you have it.
I'll take it and I'll throw it on the road beside him, and I start the car. Let's go.
All right. As you get into the car, you can hear a small, shrill voice coming from the car behind you. Daddy, are we almost there yet?
Oh my God!
I was so hoping one of you would have failed that roll. Murdered the guy, and then as the guy's dead, the kid pops out.
Dessert.
Are you sure we should champ him? And
Too late now. David's
Really
driving,
want-
right?
he
Yeah.
just
I didn't really want to help him to
stand the
begin.
sight of blood from men king.
I think we should go find the farm now.
Fine.
And there
Yeah,
better be
what-
cows there.
If I wasn't hungry before, I am now.
All right.
All right then.
Following Rachel's instructions yet again from the printed list of instructions, you get off the highway just to the northwest of Kenner. The ground here is very much a mix between dry land and marsh. But eventually you find...
That's called mud,
large-
by the way.
Yeah, whatever. Large open pastures where you can see herds of cows grazing, even at this time of night.
I pull up on the emergency brake and jump out of the car running.
Okay.
Just
Dude, man.
You just see him jump. The cow.
That's not. I guess you can do it.
Boo!
That's for the rest of us.
I won't be that dramatic about it. I'm gonna get out like a normal person.
A normal person going to eat a cow? Oh, his shit out of you. You get ready to cow.
You know, like normal people do.
Go and look for some other groups of cows that haven't yet been spooked that I can sneak up on.
These cows, being in a pasture, are not really spooked very easily. They have never faced a predator. So, try as you might in your sneaking, none of the cows actually move away from you. Like lambs to the slaughter.
Oh, then time to feed, I think.
Now, don't drink too much, or you don't want to kill them.
Why not?
But, well, I mean, they're living animals too. You don't have to drink all of it. And what I'm saying, you can just go from cow to cow, and
Are you
they'll.
sure you're a vampire?
Unfortunately, yes. But I try not to do harm when I can.
I don't mind doing a little harm here and there.
Just saying, leave some for later.
Some leftovers.
And for the farmer. I'm gonna go stalk up to one of these cows and kind of pat the cow and like, nice cow there. Just gonna give you a little nick, all right?
You look delicious.
Okay. You bite down on the cow.
Chris is struggling with this one, aren't you?
And just kind of, yeah, gingerly bite into the cow's neck, like, alright, just taking some blood here with my mouth. Hopefully won't hurt too much.
Don't be alarmed.
As you talk to the cow, it kind of turns its head towards you, just kind of looks at you like,
Probably nuzzles you. It's like, hey.
It goes back to chewing its cud.
Yep, that's a nice cow.
It's probably somebody's pet, you know. It's like
probably
rubbing
the
against you.
It's probably the farmer's daughter's favorite cow.
It even has a name.
Yeah, Matilda.
Yep, from a little tag around the neck.
Yeah, you can see that it's hand stenciled. It just says Matilda. She looks at you. She looks at you with real innocent eyes.
Oh, ow.
Ooh,
Try not
you look
to
like
hurt
you want to do something to me.
Matilda. Just taking a blood sample.
All right. So how much
And a
do you
leaning
take?
plate. Well, I'll try to kind of monitor the condition of this cow and make sure I don't take too much. Maybe two, say 3 points from this cow. If I think that wouldn't kill or seriously injure it. 2 if it would. And I'll look for another one.
You said 3 points, so you're draining 3 points of vitae.
Yes, if I don't think that would kill it or seriously injure it.
All right, you draw 3 points from the cow. At the end of your feeding, make a intelligence plus medicine roll with a -2 penalty.
Okay.
For the fact that it's a cow and it's not a human.
Okay.
So at the end of your feeding, you can see that the cow is well drained. And if you had drained any more, you would have killed the cow.
Okay, yeah, I'll lick the wound and, do I need to bandage it or anything, or?
Nope. As soon as you lick it, it seals the wounds completely.
Okay, so
It kind of, as you finish and you lick the wound, Matilda kind of turns her head towards you, and in a very sickly but nurturing way, nuzzles you. Like, I don't feel so good.
Just lay down. You'll be all right, Matilda.
The cow lays down in front of you, like right in front of you.
Oh, I love this so much.
Oh, you gotta make this.
And lets out a very muted moo.
You'll be all right.
All right, what about the other two? Marcel and David.
I bite into a cow.
All right, how much vitae do you take?
I drain it dry.
All right, you can gain 4 points, and the cow is dead.
All right. And then I lick the wound after. Cover up my
As soon as you
fingers.
as soon as you get near the end, the cow just collapses.
Okay.
How about you, David?
David dives for the cow and knocks it over. Eats the first one, goes for a second one. He wants all 6 points back. He's like, the cow's trying to get away. He's like, no, and he grabs its legs and pulls it back.
All right.
So yeah, I'm going for 6 points. Or 5 points,
right.
sorry, 5 points.
5 points. All right, you completely drain one cow, killing it. So you guys in all kill 2 cows, and partially drain another.
I'll go find a second cow to take another 3 from,
Okay.
if they haven't all run away by now because of the damn bear here.
Cows are dumb, and again, they don't notice you as a predator. And the cow kind of looks at you again with big doe eyes.
I'm sorry.
And you take 3 points.
Yeah.
All right. As you take 3 points, at the end, it again, just like the first cow, Matilda, it looks rather sickly and looks at you, and you almost think it's thinking at you, Why did you do this to me? Why? Why do you make me ill? And it lays down in front of you.
I'm sorry, I need to eat too. Alright, now that I've done my harm for the night, first harm for the night, how about, did you kill those cows?
What?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that David not only killed the cows, but he went a little overboard.
What the hell did you do?
He looks like he's had some extra rare, prime rib, and there's still a little grizzle.
His mouth's full. He's like, what?
Yeah, there's a little dripping of fat, muscle fat, coming out of one side of his mouth.
It doesn't really help you to eat the meat. You just need the blood, and you don't need that much of it.
I don't know. It felt like the right thing to do.
Well, I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but yes,
Why did you leave him alive? That's so mean.
They'll get better.
By this time, Matilda has gotten back to her feet, and she's starting to make her way over by David. She kind of nuzzles up to David, looking at Rachel, like...
I mean, it doesn't hurt people much, as far as I know, physically anyway. I just, Hippocratic oath and all that, though I guess more hypocritical here, but,
So you don't eat steak? You never ate a steak before?
Well, yes, I have, but usually I paid for it.
And where do you think the steak comes from?
Well...
Before it gets in plastic?
You're right. I'd just rather not kill if I don't have to.
They're just cows.
Delicious cows.
You say that now, but in the future you'll say, they're just people.
Delicious people.
Eventually.
And then eventually you'll be like, they're just other vampires.
That's what the other kindred say about humans.
Well, this was your idea. He walks by her.
Baxter's the limo. Leaving Rachel in the cow pasture with two dead cow.
3?
No, 2.
I thought Marcel killed his cow too.
He did.
Yeah.
And then I killed 2.
You partially
I
fed
didn't
off the second one.
I didn't stop.
Oh, all right. Never mind. 3 dead cows.
He's a gangrel. Like, this is like his thing,
All right. 3 dead cows.
2.
Well, good thing I suggested this and not, people, because we might have dead people again.
Possibly.
Let's this in the past and get out of this crime scene.
I didn't want to have to kill that guy. He says when you get in.
I know you didn't mean to. It was self-defense.
It just... I don't know how you guys deal with this.
Not
You
very
get
well.
used to it over time.
Should we go find Rachel? Rachel.
Rosie.
Rosie. Let's find Rachel. You're next.
I guess we should.
Let's start the elaborate.
Right now.
Right
Yeah,
now.
really?
Yeah. Marcel and David are going to feed on Rachel. Bye,
Yep.
Rachel.
In the old days, that would have made you a more powerful vampire.
Yeah.
I think that's why they got rid of that. Because people were just like, well, I'm just going to stake this elder down and eat it.
Good luck with that.
I think that's what some people ended up doing or trying to do.
And I suspect also just making a ton of ghouls because didn't they add the willpower cost in this edition as well?
I don't
For-
actually know.
Feeding off another vampire?
Or creating a ghoul, and I guess also feeding from vampires.
Oh. Yeah, you spend a point of willpower.
Yeah, they make it sound like people were just kind of going around creating armies of ghouls, and then I suspect going and ganging up on elders and eating them.
Yeah, ghouls aren't necessarily autonomous. Aren't necessarily like
Automatons?
automatons. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I guess even vampires have their murder hobos.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
All right.
they all are. Kind of,
So you've gotten your fill of Vitae,
Mm-hmm.
and pile back into the limo, and you get back on the Highway 10.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And you keep driving.
Go to Dennis.
All right, you go to Dennis's. You arrived at Dennis's probably shortly after 11 o'clock.
So, to be clear, are we talking to them? Are we setting an ambush and then talking to them? What is it exactly you guys want to do? Because I think we should just talk to her and tell her what's going on. But I assume that
Yeah.
she's not going to want to come and you guys are concerned, right?
You guys get a bonus because I'm going to step away for a second so we can discuss without the DM. So I'll be right back.
Okay. I just figured we'd talk in the car, so.
So yeah, that's my thought. We talked to him. I mean, it doesn't sound like she's gonna want to help, especially if we want to call her before the prince. I mean, he probably came out here trying to get away from all that bullshit.
I think the prince sent us to get killed. Think about it. Either we die because we don't bring her back, or she kills us because we try to bring her back.
True.
But you guys know him better than I do.
I've never met him until that night.
Well, I'm not sure he'd kill us, but he sure wouldn't leave.
I got the impression from Antone that he would kill us for not coming through.
Well, it does beg the question, do we want to consider some alternatives?
Such
Maybe
as...
this Rosie will have some ideas. Maybe we should just stay out here in the apparent hinterlands of vampire society and...
Maybe we can get
I
Marcel
don't
to sleep with her and get her to come with us.
all that. I mean, problem is, if we actually take her to the prince like I think we're supposed to, well, normally I get the idea he would probably want to kill her, but at least probably
I don't
on
think-
this piece.
I don't think he wants to kill her as long as she has a child that needs siring.
Yeah, I don't
Not
think...
siring, but needs a sire to teach them the ways.
Yeah, I doubt he wants to kill her because of that, because he doesn't want to have to deal with someone who knew, but...
Well, I'm sure he also
he
doesn't
ain't
want to
gonna
deal
be
with
good.
Symmetry either. You heard him. Symmetry has more followers, more probably realistic power than the Prince does. He kills her kid.
That is a possibility. We could, well, I think maybe we should talk to her and then see what we actually want to do based on what she says. Again, maybe she'll have some good ideas that won't involve bringing her back, or maybe we should throw our lot in with the air. I can't say I like the boy much. He's another one to do.
Well, I've gotten the idea that you guys don't want to be on the bad side of the Prince, right?
Not if it could be helped.
I'd rather avoid it. It would rather hinder my work.
If I were you, I wouldn't want to be on the bad side of the Prince either.
And I'd rather stay out of this politics stuff, but not sure that'll be possible.
But, like you learned, the Prince is not all powerful.
Mm-hmm.
As much as he'd like to think so, there are still powers in New Orleans. But that doesn't mean that you are protected.
Well, I guess let's see what this Rosie has to say.
She's strange.
All right. So you pull up to
I've got
Dennis's,
my bulletproof vest on.
and you have plenty of room in the limo to do this. But you pull up to Dennis's, and you see that it is a dive bar, pretty much. Numerous vehicles parked outside, neon lights in the windows.
Nathan Fillion.
Country music blaring. Yeah, I recycled some Shadow Road tokens.
I just thought it was funny to see Nathan Fillion there.
There's a man that looks very much like Nathan Fillion there, yes.
Alright, so we pull up the Monster Mobile.
And notice, I'm going with a theme with the tokens that vampires have no color.
Yes.
And living tokens do have color.
All the tasty ones have color.
And I expect as soon as Hunter sees, she is going to be yelling at me. Oh, she already yelled at me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's your chance, Jim. Here's your chance.
Blackbird, what are you doing here?
Alright, which one's my target again? Which one do I really hate? Alright, so I feel the urge to go first since this is my problem. I can't control my token though.
Oh.
I can't
Oh,
even.
yeah.
I probably didn't save it correctly.
Is that a fire truck? Oh, it's a big truck. Never mind.
I will.
There is David with the nameplate.
Hmm.
And then remove token. Yes, remove token. You select a token.
Yes.
Can you move that token now, Jim?
I can.
All right. I see what I did. I see what I did wrong.
You gave me access to the token. That was a bad idea.
No, I saved it without attaching it.
I would like to get a look around the entire building and look for all entrances and stuff first.
What are you, a master criminal or something?
No, just want to be as prepared as I can be, because, well, this ain't my usual scene.
Do you want to? Are you saying you want me to sit outside and wait while you do this, or you want me to go in while you do it?
All right. Everyone, move your characters except for David, obviously.
Just,
All right, good.
hide a minute while I take a look around just to make sure.
All right. David looks exasperated, but he'll stand there, tapping his foot.
At the front door.
Yeah.
By the window.
Out right here, like right in front of the door. Basically, he's scraping dried blood off his face and clothes while he's waiting.
All right. That in front of you is a window, by the way.
Oh, where's the door? Is this the door?
Nope. Right in the middle there. Right here. That's
Ah.
the door.
Oh.
All right, I'll stand near the door then. How's that?
All right. And
Okay.
Rachel, what are you doing?
Kind of looking around the outside of the building to get a sense of all the entrances.
Casing the establishment.
All right. And Marcel?
I'm waiting here with David.
All right. So, Rachel, you do a perimeter sweep of the building. And this set of double doors in front of David, this doorway here by the motorcycles, and then this door down here, just past the motorcycles, are the only entrances and exits in the building.
Okay.
Wow.
The rear of the building,
Except for the windows.
except for the windows. The rear of the building, you notice, is very short of windows.
Does have certain weapons. But I don't know that.
Weapons.
Okay,
It has
I'll
weapons.
return.
Hmm.
Just those cool things.
Yeah.
I'll
So
return.
the bar has broken bottles too.
And toilets.
Oh, there's one. Whoa.
You can use the toilets to hit people with.
Maybe you can.
Boondock Saints.
Alright, looks like two of the doors on the east side. Right over here. Yes, well, you ready?
Okay. Marcel, you good?
Let's go in.
All right. David will
All right.
walk into the building.
Before you walk in,
Before I walk in.
I'm going to give you a chance right now to activate any powers or abilities that you have that last for an entire scene. Because most likely, this would be the time that you'd want to activate them. If you don't, that's fine.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
fast reflexes. I don't know. It's a merit. I don't know how merits work.
So
No, they're always active.
let's see.
Oh,
Some of the vampire powers will last for an entire scene. I don't know if you guys have any.
Yep, I do. I'm doing it. I'm just gotta get so my stamina has a additional point in it. But you spend the vitae once per scene for the increased attributes, or you do it like as you use them.
Once per scene, so you get the bonus for the entire scene.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Much like mage armor, you cast the spell and you get the bonus for the duration of the spell.
And if I remember correctly, it was like 2 points per one you spend.
No, it's for how many points you have in that discipline.
So
What's
like
the power you're
so
using?
if I was going to a 5, for instance, as a strength,
What's the power you're using?
I'm talking about just spending vitae for attributes.
Oh, you mean physical augmentation?
Yes, like the normal vamp thing.
Yeah, no, that's a turn by turn thing.
That's what I thought. Okay, that's what I was saying. Okay.
All right, I thought you were doing the vigor.
No.
Discipline.
No.
All right.
No, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on
All
that.
right.
So I do my resilience. That's basically all I do.
All right.
Yeah, I've got nothing, but I'll probably check words as I come in the door.
Does that last the entire seat?
No.
That's free, right? It doesn't cost you anything.
Correct. Just a free instant action.
All right. All right. You walk in
I walk in.
at 11 o'clock at night. It is not that busy. You notice that there is a small fenced-off area surrounded by a chain link fence from floor to ceiling, which you can guess where bands usually play to a drunken audience.
With the broken glass in front of it.
Yep.
Rachel stayed outside. I don't blame her.
Yep.
Alright. I come in and I look around the room.
Yep. As soon as you enter, almost everyone in the room kind of turns in your direction.
I'm sure they do. I get that a lot.
The bartender looks at you and says, what can I get you boys?
Looking for a woman named Rosie.
Looking for Rosie?
Because I obviously would recognize her, so I don't see her, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
She'd be out back.
Can I go see her?
Free country, ain't it?
Okay.
Boy, you a big boy, aren't you?
I get that a lot. And he's making his way out back. unless
As you
anybody
walk,
says anything.
hold on, back
Yep,
up, back
that's
up.
what I was asking.
As you walk by the old biker guy,
Mhm.
he says, he looks at you and goes, "You're Christ, damn it, man! You're the biggest guy I see."
Yeah. And
Where you come from, boy?
Maine. They grow 'em big up there.
But apparently, is your cock that size?
Why, you're interested?
Hell no, I'm not interested. I'm just playing with it, boy.
Well, you never know these days.
The guy next to him says, "You sure you aren't his type there, Marv?" And he says, "Shut the fuck up."
Now, are we getting the vampire sense from all these guys?
No, none of these guys are vampires.
Because they're all colored. Okay. That's just making sure, because you had different colors around their rings, too, so I
Oh,
wasn't...
yeah, no, because I stole them from Shadowrun.
Okay.
I will do a quick aura check here.
Quick aura check, huh?
Empathy.
A horror check? Is this cult?
Aura check. I believe that is in the Roll20 sheets. Or, no, wait a minute. Not the Roll20 sheets. I believe that's on the Foundry sheets. Oh, why? You talking about it is the only instance that I've ever heard of cult.
So,
It's a fun game.
Let's see. They reduce it by the subject composer. So what should I put in for that?
Hold on. Looking at the colors. Too much stuff. Just do a straight intelligence, empathy, plus aspects roll.
Well, one success.
One success. Alright. As you read the room, you get a very mixed group of auras. Most everyone here is drunk. It's not on the aura chart, but I'm going to say that the colors also have a an energy flow that emanates from the person, and in a normal, healthy individual, the flow of the color would be somewhat. Like an even flow, like an even pattern. But when it's drunk, it's more chaotic. It's more like the color like brightens, but then like dims, but then brightens, and there's waves of colors. And you know that from your experience that like hard drugs has an even more intense effect. Like that. Yeah, confused. Shifting colors. You do know...
Nobody's really angry or...
No one's really angry. Most of everyone's confused or happy. You don't get any aggressive.
Okay.
Actually, no, you pick up one guy that's aggressive, and it's this guy over in the corner. Talking to his lady friend. And you also notice that none of the colors are muted in any way or weak, which signify they're being dominated or controlled.
Okay, so probably no ghouls. Cannot count.
You would have to pick a target and make a separate roll for each target. You're just reading. You're reading the room, basically.
Okay. Sorry, just wanted to see what's going on, see if we were gonna get ambushed.
This is your last chance, Jamie, to make sure that picture is not of Rosemary, or you probably will die.
It's not a Rosemary.
Okay.
I mean, Tora is here, but Rosemary's not here.
It could be Beast, though.
It's not Beast either.
Alright. So, these guys are talking to me about my genitals.
How much can you lift there, buddy?
I don't know. I'm not exactly a weightlifter. Just do what needs to be done.
Needs to be. How about I buy you a drink if you can beat me in an arm wrestling match?
I don't drink.
Okay, fair enough. Got ourselves a dry boy here.
Which one was asking me? The old guy or the other guy?
The old guy. The young guy with the mohawk is teasing him by mentioning your genitalia.
I'm really kind of in a hurry to see Rosie.
Okay, fair enough. He turns around, starts caressing his beer.
And that pizza's getting dry. No, just kidding. Alright, does anybody else stop me on my way?
Nope. Well, as you get... I'll move back to where you were.
Why don't you move me?
As you get to about here, you notice that the two in the corner there are having a kind of an argument. But as you approach, the gentleman kind of stops and watches you. And you can see the woman is eyes rolled to the ceiling, and she's not happy about being here.
Okay. Not my problem. I'll eat you later.
All right. As you pass by, and you pass into this short, small hallway with doors on either side that lead into the men's room on the left and the women's room on the right, you pass into the back room of the establishment, where you find
chickens.
No more moving. Stop. Look at that. I didn't want them apparent when you first moved in, so I moved them to GM layer.
Ooh, look, they're dark like us.
And as you enter the back room, you can immediately feel that the individuals in this back room are all vampire.
Now, I know that they can't necessarily tell my power level.
No, but they know your.
No. What I was gonna say is can I tell their approximate power level? Except for hers, obviously. It's more that vampire sensey thing I was just curious about.
I think you can with her. Let me see.
Only if she chooses to. Well, she's gonna be at least equal or higher anyway, but.
Those of the same family ties get a bonus.
Oh, got it. Well, she is my sire.
Like if it was Rachel and Marcel asking that question, it would be probably not.
Right.
But because you're asking that question, and she's your sire, and she could possibly have sired these individuals, you have a leg up. I need to find a better way of flipping pages.
PDF it, man.
It is PDF.
Oh.
For some reason, I'm just being...
If it's in the vampire book, it's got the bookmark thing. It makes it easy to drop to different ones easy.
No, I'm using the cheat sheet. The cheat sheet is not bookmarked.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. That's not what I want. Split ties. Aspects. Nope, that's not it either.
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
2 steps from side, child or grandchild. Player gains a +2 bonus to his dice pool. Taste of family.
Come here, I want to taste you. Are you family?
A single success on an intelligence plus occult roll enables a character to determine either if the vitae he is tasting is that of his own clan, or instead if it comes from his own sire, or one of his children. wonder when that comes up.
I don't know. Are you looking at the blood sympathy stuff? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to judge power level.
I imagine that basically we just all look like equals to each other if they're higher than me.
I think there is a special power. I know there is other perception rolls you can make, like if you have a certain skill level to judge if a character is more skilled in a particular skill than you.
Right.
I don't think you can. How many points in aspects do you have?
Just the one.
Yeah. You can't tell.
At least I could still eat animals.
I mean, you could probably make a educated guess that Rosie is obviously more powerful than her gang members.
Yes. I assumed as much. Alright, I'm gonna come in all the way in the doorway. David is prideful. He is not one for, standing back and waiting.
Alright. You can see that one of Rosie's gang is about to make a shot on the pool table.
Okay. I don't interfere with the shot.
Okay.
Do they acknowledge our presence?
Not yet.
Do I recognize her, by the way?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I should have been prepared. I was not prepared.
Preparation.
I am not prepared. And by prepared, I mean opening and popping out their character sheets.
Dun 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 dun.
Dex plus athletics.
Yeah, it'd be really nice if they had like a GM thing where you could just put a bunch of characters on there in a grid.
No Thievian sorcery. Get rid of Thievian sorcery. I don't want to roll Thievian sorcery. Really nice if never gonna happen, but have supported games. This game is out of print, so that's not gonna happen. I mean, the new vampire game is supported.
Well, we could always go to, like we did in Shadowrun, and make another character sheet, but...
No. The character sheet is mostly fine. Why can I not get rid of Thievian sorcery? No, maybe because I need to unclick it.
Click it good.
There we go. There we go. That is what I wanted. Thank you.
And I am
for that
going to be
stupid roll. Alright.
looking at her aura as we pull in.
Alright, as you pull in, you definitely know she's a vampire. You definitely know that she is annoyed. It's her general aura that you get. Emotional aura. And as you enter, the guy making the shot sinks 2 balls.
Yeah, he does.
And looks up at you as you enter. familiar look in his eyes, like, hey, I know you. He doesn't actually say that, but his eyes do.
To me or to them or?
To you.
Okay.
And then, as you fully get into the room, Rosie looks up and be like, I was wondering how long it would take you to find me.
Honestly, I wasn't looking for you originally, but, well, I didn't get a choice in the matter.
You didn't get it. Marcel and Rachel, do you stay in the hallway?
No, I'll come into the room now.
I don't think I really understood what it was exactly you were asking me that night. Seems there's rules about it I just didn't know about.
Rules. Do you always follow rules? I don't
No.
think you do.
No.
So what makes you think any of these rules are to be followed?
Well, unfortunately, these nice people that are with me, their lives are on the line because they've been tasked with me to find you.
Their lives?
We were told that we had to find my sire, and the prince wanted to see her.
The prince. Vidal used.
Yeah.
Vidal? Well, I'm honored. So, these two are Vidal's lackeys? As she says that, you see that some of her gang members shift in their positions to take up kind of a
Well, can I make an
closer,
sorry?
closer. They move closer to those two.
Can I make an intimidating look when they do so? Like back off?
Sure. Make a presence plus intimidation roll.
Is it presence intimidation? Okay.
Yep. And you are going to minus one. You are going to minus 3 from that roll.
Jesus. Why, do you hate me?
No, they have composures of 3, man.
Okay, 3 successes.
Alright. They start to, and you give them a mean look.
No, dude, I'm sorry. I added it, I didn't subtract that.
No. Alright, roll again.
Right? Yeah, that was an ad. I apologize.
Rachel kind of shrugs and says, well, unfortunately, right now, yes.
Alright, so they don't back off. They just maintain their position. They kind of laugh at you like, ha! You big tough guy.
Okay.
You get the general feeling right away that all these guys, including Rosie, are somewhat tough. Like they don't seem to be intimidated easily.
No.
No. Alright. Which means they might have weaknesses in other areas.
Small penises.
Small penis. This is the small penis gang.
I want to speak up at this point. You know, look, this doesn't need to come to blows here. If you'll just agree to come and see the prince with us.
Doesn't need to come to blows, says the pretty boy. Are you worried about your face?
Partially, yes.
Oh, I would hate to ruin such a pretty face before I had a chance to feed on it.
One of those types, eh?
Listen.
Well, like I was saying, you don't always have to follow the rules.
You got an alternative?
Alternative?
Kind
Well,
of.
you are. I am your sire. Why did you come follow me?
I don't have a problem with that, but my friends here, they don't have that option.
Really? Do they have some kind of time bomb attached to them or some such thing? What's up with that pretty, that pretty thing there? She points towards Rachel.
Me? Pretty? Well, first time I've been told that in a long time. Understood. No time bombs as such, just vague threats of, use of force.
Haven't you figured out that's all this is? It's just a bunch of vague threats of physical violence.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Listen, I get it. The guy's a dick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Do vampires really say sorry?
I do. Vampire doesn't.
All right.
I generally like to avoid that. Not sure if that's possible. Tell me, why must we as a people, why the hell are we always so angry with each other? Why are we always fighting? Oh, they, I should say. The Prince Savoy Cimetière.
Wow. For someone who looks so smart, you don't seem so smart. It's about control and power. What don't you see?
Why they don't cooperate when they could get more by working together.
Why would they want to cooperate?
Well, a peasant today, in today's society, has a lot more than a king 1,000 years ago. That's because of cooperation, not being king of the hill at all costs.
Rosie kind of laughs at you. Says, hell, look at this one. She got the brain the size of David here.
Well, I don't know about all that. All I know is that Dick says that we gotta get you to come in, and Symmetry seems to think that you should go in as well. So I'm here to ask you if you'd be willing to do so.
You asking me? You giving me a choice?
It's not like I can compel you. I've seen what you could do. I don't mind a fight, but this wouldn't exactly be a fight, now would it? I kind of look my eyes back at the other two.
Speaking of which, what weapons have you guys brought with you? Like, not in the car, but carried on your person.
I have a Bowie knife.
Same, pretty much.
I've got my mitts.
You've got what?
My mitts. My
Right.
mitts.
I thought you said muffins. I'm like, muffins?
I brought muffins. Can we work this out?
Absolutely.
They're mini muffins.
Oh, fuck that.
I poisoned them. That's what I should have done.
I don't want to. I don't want to come in. I don't want to follow the rules.
Well, I don't know what to say then. Symmetry said you'd say that.
He would. He's afraid of the prince. He shouldn't be, but he is.
I get the impression he's not afraid of him. He just likes things calm.
Well, if he wasn't afraid of him, why doesn't he seize power and become the prince?
Because he likes the calm.
Maybe. He certainly doesn't like the prince.
Maybe he likes letting the prince run the show so he doesn't have to do all the work.
Maybe. I think you're giving him a little more credit than he's worth, but...
Don't know him. I guess he's my kin now, if I understand how things work.
No. Jam doesn't pause here, but you just brought up a good point, and I just need to do a little check. I don't think he is.
He said something about her being his, not his prodigy, but one of his family members. So.
Yeah, they don't have to be of the same.
Right.
Nope. He is not of the same clan. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I aligned myself with Symmetry while I was in New Orleans. I don't plan on going back. But he ain't my sire or anything. So it doesn't mean I have to listen to him.
I don't think you listen to anybody.
I don't think you listen to anyone. I think I saw a bit of myself in you. Well, I take that back, actually. Maybe I misspoke.
Yeah?
You certainly have the smell of the prince's dick on your mouth.
Alright, because his pride is definitely his vice.
It is.
He'll actually spend a vitae and he'll flip the pool table off to the side, like, what you say? I'll be a 6 at that point.
Oh, yeah, you can easily
flip
the pool table with a 6.
Yeah. I'll toss it to the side. Maybe it'll hit one of those guys. That'll be funny.
No, they move with supernatural grace out of the way.
What'd you say?
I said, it sounds like you've been giving the prince a blowjob. You need me to spell it out for you?
Why don't you two go outside? I say to them.
Oh, I don't think so.
Why are you loving up to the prince?
He's a fucking dick.
That's what I've been saying. So why are you on his side?
I'm not. I'm on my side. And you fucking put me in this world, and now I have to bring you back, or he's gonna kill us. And I don't have any illusions that he doesn't have enough people to do it. But you're too much of a pussy bitch to come home.
The two in the back, Marcel and Rachel, notice that some of the bar patrons are moving to the alleyway to see what all the noise and commotion are about. And when they see David and you two, they kind of get a bad feeling, and they're like, oh, maybe we'll just stand back here and see what happens.
They spot.
If you think the prince had that power, Rosie speaks to David, don't you think I would be dead already? Why do you think he sent you to come fetch me?
So you give us an alternative? I don't care about any of this vampire society crap. I care about finding what happened to my sister. That's it. But I can't do that if I'm going to get dogged everywhere I go. So you going to be my sire and help me, or?
No, I don't think I will, but I will tell you about your sister.
Okay. He takes another step forward. He's like, yeah, you know something about her?
I might.
You're playing games with me.
I'm not playing games. The prince is playing games.
The only one so far that's promised me any information is Symmetry.
GM to player. Savoy offered you as well.
He offered me a job that he might know something.
All right.
Yeah.
You're right. But it's still an offer.
Yeah. No, I know.
All right.
You got David riled up, you know. He doesn't do well with being, insulted. Yeah, Hunter, this is not my normal character. I know that.
So, muffins. Yeah,
Yes,
muffins.
there was muffins.
Anyways, Sorry.
Were you distracted by the Discord?
I was for a second, realizing that Pitts said muffins. It had nothing to do with Hunter. It was actually Pitts. All right. Yeah. I know something about your sister, but you got to make a choice.
What choice is that?
Not me. You come here in my place with my people and demand me to make a choice.
I don't think that's the way it went down, but I guess you're going to see it the way you want to see it. I came here and asked if you would come. That's it.
Did I give you a choice?
Yes. A little less sure of himself now. She did indeed give him a choice.
Didn't I offer you the sweet embrace of death? Or the chance to live beyond that?
Yes. And you did.
So tell me what you're going to do.
I'm going to find my sister.
I kind of think you are. But how are you going to find your sister?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I knew I saw something in you.
But I can't do it if the prince and his people kill me. So I'm playing along right now.
What if I told you the prince is fully aware of your sister?
What do you mean? How do I know you're not just making it up?
How do you know the prince isn't making it up? How do you know the prince isn't just making the rules off the top of his head? How do you know anything?
I don't, because nobody's told me a goddamn thing. From what I gather, that's supposed to be your job.
Some say that, yes. But you're, I don't know what to call you two. The prince's lapdogs, maybe?
So you're gonna say people should do everything on their own, learn everything for themselves, not rely on others at all, when they could very well easily tell others how the hell things work?
David looks surprised.
And ignore all that? I didn't learn medicine all on my own.
Holy mackerel. Roll a presence plus intimidation, and just for your role playing, I'm going to give you a bonus of 2, but you are going to have to subtract 3 from that.
So subtract 1.
So
Wait.
no, actually he gets the bonus of 1.
Oh.
No, subtract. No, you're right. I did my math wrong. Subtract 1.
Messing with my head, man.
I did the math wrong.
Presence intimidation, subtract 1. Well, this ties into my vice. You see, you, an idiot, can take apart a body. I'm sure you can do that. But can you put a body back together again? Tell me. From the brink of death. Well, actually, I guess you just did, but it weren't your knowledge that did that. It was what the hell you were. Well, tell me, how does that all work? How does the metabolism of a vampire work? How do we turn blood into vitae?
Rosie
How do
looks,
we regenerate?
Rosie
You
looks
don't know shit about all that because nobody ever bothered to study that and nobody told each other.
Rosie looks a little confused and intimidated.
And you're not even trying to figure that out. What the hell are you doing? Just lounging in some dive bar, concerning yourself with the politics of the now.
And she moves closer to David and looks at Rachel with a very... I know you rolled 0 successes, but she is in awe of your anger. Because it sounds like you were very angry.
So's David. David's taking a step back now, like, you and me, sister.
No. This is a perfect example of where the role playing outdoes the role.
Mostly I was kind of fishing for willpower points, actually, given my vice, but,
You haven't spent any willpower, have you?
true.
You don't get more than you start with.
But still, good stuff.
But still, good stuff. She looks
Oh, are you
visibly.
just
She looks
gonna-
visibly shaken and be like,
Are you gonna take me apart just because you can? Try to learn something about what the hell we have going on this life. That's what I'm trying to do.
haven't quite figured it out in your pretty little head, have you?
That it's all about the survival of the fittest? Are you...
Something like that. Because those things you have so much value on, scientific principle and whatnot, they have no value anymore to you.
Well, that's how you learn things. You ask, how do we know any of these rules are true? That's how we tell. Empiricism. Now, if you want to leave this all to survival of the fittest and stay like cavemen, then be my guest. Kill me and consume my corpse. But if you want something more from my life, well, that's what I want.
I've never been turned on more by a woman before.
Rosie looks at David and says, "Neither am I."
And I don't care, honestly, if I have to do it with the prince or cimetière or even you hanging over my head, as long as I'm able to do my research. So are you gonna tell him about his sister or talk? Or do you just want to fight?
She looks at David. Is she with you?
Yeah, she's with me.
She looks at Marcel. You have anything to say?
I think Rachel pretty much summed it up pretty well there.
He's more if you want to think about the why. Existentialism, the nihilism. At least that's what I gather. I ain't real versed in philosophy, but if you want some meaning out of this on life, well, he might have an idea.
Who might have an idea? Who is this he you speak of? David?
Me.
Oh, Marcel? Alright.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you three quite the group?
I didn't even realize how much.
I don't know what to say to that. I am,
So are we lackeys? Yeah. Are we idiots? Yeah. I don't know, frankly, why the prince would send us rather than people who know what they are doing in this area to do this, except maybe to get us killed, except we clearly ain't a threat. Maybe he is a little bit, but...
But that goes to prove your survival of the fittest. If you were incapable of this mission that he gave you, would that mean you would end up dead if you were not the fittest?
Or fit enough. But yeah. And he badmouths Gangrels so much.
What's a gangrel?
You're a gangrel. She looks at you, David. And she looks at her. Well, she doesn't look at herself. She says, "I'm a gangrel. I'm your sire, which makes you part of my bloodline, or part of my clan."
So you're gonna help or not? I mean, listen to her.
Yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you, David, but I'm not going back to help the prince.
Well, that's the best we're gonna do.
Which means you two, she looks at Marcel and Rachel, you two have a choice. I know you had your speech, but it really is survival of the fittest. You have entered into a life, or unlife if you wish, where it is very much predator and prey. If you have not seen that yet, you are in for a rude awakening. Because you don't have a choice anymore. You don't even have the luxury of it being an illusion, like the living. Because it is very much take or be taken now. You have no choice.
Why don't you guys
Sure.
join her with me instead of going back to him?
Or any other power structures that you've already came across.
Is that what she says?
No, she didn't say that. That's what the GM says.
David likes her, but he also likes Rachel Marcel.
Well, tell me this. If I leave here without you, because I'm probably not going to be leaving here with you, frankly, are you going to kill me anyway?
No, I say,
Do
looking
I
at
have
her.
a choice?
You heard the man. We won't kill you.
But will you?
Will I? I won't kill you. The prince might.
Well,
I've heard he likes the taste of kindred.
That's right. Do you?
Do I? I haven't, if you want the honest truth. Well, that seems like a double negative.
All right. Well, what are your thoughts, Marcel?
What are our options here? Go back empty-handed to the prince and probably die.
Suffer whatever penalty he gives you. It doesn't necessarily have to be death, but
Might be worse.
Right.
you could be a blood bag. A blood bag! Yay, blood bag! You have many options before you. You have basically been given the 3 power structures and a 4th alternative in the city of New Orleans. Which one you choose is completely up to you. So, just to rehash kind of the choices, or further explain the choices you have the legitimate prince, who is in sovereign control of the vampire society in New Orleans, which is Prince Vidal, who holds, obviously, princely court, and has that authority. You have met with Anton Savoy, who runs the French Quarter, who is more of a criminal and is more up to date with criminal activity in the city, but doesn't quite hold enough manpower to take the prince title. But likes to stick it to the prince whenever he can. And then you have Symmetry, who has enough manpower and enough mundane manpower, not vampire, but actual, because he serves as somewhat of a religious figure in voodooism in the city. But again, he doesn't seize power as well, but holds a generous amount of it. And then you have Rosie here, who is offering a more revolutionary take on the situation. And of all of the options that you have, Rosie's is probably the most
extreme,
unsubstantial. Whereas the other 3 have obvious and like physical power structures and whatnot and support. Rosie's is probably more outside the mainstream and unsupported.
David, what are you doing? Sticking with Rosie?
He kind of hesitates, but he's like, I like what she's saying, okay? I think we should stay with her. He almost said stay with us, like he'd already made the call.
Well, assuming she'd want us, tell me, what are your plans here? Do you plan on making yourself a Prince of Baton Rouge, or just doing your own thing?
That's not a thing. There's not enough vampire outside of New Orleans, or even in Baton Rouge. We're probably the only vampires in Baton Rouge. This entire room.
So just live on the frontier? It is attractive being outside of all that bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, can I?
Why do you live by the prince's rules when you don't have to?
Can I just meta something to you guys?
Well, I guess. I mean, I'm not a player, but
I just no. This was just to let you guys know. If you guys like your characters wouldn't stay here, like I am okay with making another character. I think David's just like really enthralled with this idea. So don't feel like you have to stay just because I am. If you really don't want to, I will make another character to play with you guys if that comes down to it. So that's all. I just want to make sure that was
character
clear.
would stay.
Well, it does strike me that what I need for what I want to do isn't so much a kindred who seem mostly backwards and unconcerned with the future, and more access to the kind, so being here might not be bad. Tell me, you've worked with Baron Cimetière. Is he seems more knowledgeable than the others in terms of how the world works and magic and whatnot, but is he as much full of bullshit as the other two?
she takes a
Does
deep
he
breath,
just
and
want
I take a
power?
deep breath, and I say, no, Rosie says, that is a yes and no question, if I've ever heard one. He is more in line with an open worldview than the other two. The other two have goals, temporal goals. Symmetry, he thinks he was gifted by Baron Semity himself. He thinks that Baron Semity made him a vampire. And it is his duty to spread that knowledge and be a prophet or a spokesman or whatever voodoo call them. So take that as you will. I mean, we all have beliefs. It doesn't have to be religious.
So he may not be in it just for the power. He may.
He may. Of the three, he's not seeking power for specifically himself, but his religion. Whereas the prince is a religious man, being a member of the Langi Sanctum. But he only wants power for himself. The same thing as Antone. But a different kind of power. Not religious. But pure power over everyone else. Power over people. Power over vampires.
What are your goals?
Well, to be honest, like I said, Symmetry is the most open-minded of the three. My beliefs don't fall far from his, though I believe that he should take a little more action than he does. And I don't believe any of this voodoo bullshit. I mean, she looks at you, David. You being a man in the cloth and all.
Was. That's over.
Yeah.
Listen, the prince has obviously got it in for you guys.
I think it makes the most sense to throw our lot in with Rosie.
GM's like, what the fuck?
Nope. I'm giving you, as the players, free choice on who you throw your lot in with.
Well, you may have a point there. Well, if you would have us, survival of the fittest and all, two of us ain't exactly prepared, but,
Does she speak for you, Marcel?
well, I'm not prepared.
Prepared. I'm prepared in some ways and not in others. Let's put it that way.
But if you would have us, perhaps you could prepare us in those ways to survive. And you'd be less onerous than the others.
You'd like to think so. You feel like that might be a hollow threat.
Well, you're right, I don't know, but
So you'll help me find my sister? And let them stay?
I'll let them stay. I'll even accept them into my family,
Brouhaha.
if that's their choice. You notice she
my
didn't
choice.
mention anything about your sister yet.
No, I know.
Alright. It is your choice, Marcel?
Yes.
Alright. And Rachel?
I guess it's the least bad choice. No offense.
Then Rosie looks at David. Are you sure you want to know about your sister?
Why wouldn't I want to? It's the whole reason I'm here. And he looks at her in the eye and he's like, it's the whole reason that I agreed to what you asked.
Some things are better not known.
What? This is when David dies! This is when David dies!
It is not when David dies.
I killed her!
You did not. You did not kill her.
No, I was saying she kills me. It was
Alright,
a
no.
joke. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Kind of. All right. Are you sure you want to know? Yes, of course.
He just looks at her now. He's not going to bother with words. He just looks at her.
Your sister came to New Orleans a couple months ago. She is not what you think she is.
The hell does that mean? I know she's a vampire. I know. I get that now.
Yes, she is a vampire. But she is not one of us. She is not what you think she is.
What? Why are you being so... You haven't had a problem speaking your mind before this.
Because I'm not sure you're prepared to know this next part.
Was there some sort of insight thing?
No.
Do I think she's fucking with me?
No. I mean, you can roll, but she's not fucking with you.
Okay.
Well, I'm curious just what she is. Even if you don't tell me.
She came to New Orleans a couple months ago, and she and her sire was killed by the prince. Yes, by dad. Because of reasons.
God damn it! Why won't anybody speak the truth?
He was killed because he did not agree with the prince. And he was very vocal about it. The reason why he disagreed with the prince is because his child lost favor with the prince because she disappeared. Your sister disappeared.
She ran away. She found me.
Are you aware of the bloodlines? I mean, the covenants?
No. You're asking David, right?
Yeah, she's asking David.
Okay, yeah.
Marcel and Rachel do because they're members of the Ordo Dracul.
Right. I was just making sure I was actually supposed to be role playing and not answering you like as a
Yeah,
GM. So.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't necessarily agree with the names of the clan should have been named Bloodline. I think
Right.
that would have made more sense.
Right.
And the Covenant should have been named Clan. But anyways, Vampire Society has formed itself into covenants that you can move from. Kind of like
Co-workers.
yes, but she doesn't belong to any of the normal covenants. She is one of the 7.
And what? The sire was one of the other ones? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No. Yeah. Not her sire. She became disillusioned with her sire. And she was led astray and joined a covenant called the 7. The 7. Marcel and Rachel, make a intelligence plus occult. And if you don't have it, you're going to suffer a -3 penalty. Occult. If you don't have occult.
Do you have a cult?
I do.
I'm going to say, probably both of you should have, because you're both like Ordo Dracul. Alright. Marcel, you know what the 7 is. What about you, Rachel?
Yeah, looks like no.
No,
Alright.
0.
Alright, Marcel. You know this next part, which she is about to tell David, is you can back it up, what she's about to say. The 7 are a group of vampires that see their gift as a curse and hunt down other vampires.
David, like, laughs. Like, he's like, what?
No, it's true.
And you thought I would be unhappy with her?
No. But if she learned you were a vampire, she would have to kill you.
So you're saying she's a willing vampire? Or at least not. She was with her sire purposely. She knew what happened. It wasn't like she had her eyes closed. That's what you're telling me?
You could say that. I mean, let's not get into specifics, but yeah, I guess so.
So why did she even come to me?
You would have to ask her that. I mean, when did she come to you? Did she come to you after you turned?
No. Before.
Well, then she probably came to you to seek your wisdom. Weren't you a priest?
Yeah. I was before I found out what happened to her.
So, you are now what she hates the most.
He kind of just like, steps back a little. He's like, okay. So, she kills vampires.
Yes. And you're a vampire.
Yeah, I get that. He's laughing a little bit. Like, yeah, I get that. He's gonna sit on the chair and start laughing.
She takes a step back from you because you seem a little bit crazy.
Okay. Yeah, he's sitting on the bench and he's just like laughing and like holding his head like. Yeah, he obviously did not expect this.
Well, ain't this some tragic comedy bullshit to top off a whole mountain of it?
Well, I guess I really have to find her now.
And that's where we ended. I hope that was what you guys wanted.
Definitely fine for David.
Alright.
I feel bad. Do you guys feel like I railroaded you into that situation?
I don't know.
Yes and no.
I feel I did not want to push you guys into any decisions, Chris, for sure. I just kept thinking like my character would like this woman actually. It fit with his mindset at this point. So
I felt like my character, this makes the most sense out of anything. It doesn't make sense to go back to the prince now, empty-handed. So.
Yeah, I tried to play the prince up as a dick because he is a dick.
he is a dick.
Yeah, it's not what I expected or planned, but I think it does kind of make sense for my character a little bit.
By the way, the prince totally knew from the start.
Obviously, yeah. It's part of why he's laughing. This has just been one big freaking game all along here. Everybody's known the whole time. That's great. I love it.
Alright, so unfortunately, I'm putting my games on hold.
What? I'm going to put a stop on